Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Morgan Greer Tarot. Supportive Oracle Cards, Energy Oracle Cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. All right. There's a big truck going down the hill. Loud, too. Ooh. What's going on with you, Gemini? I'm a little excited about this. I think you have something really good coming. Yep. Okay. You got one clarifier, and it's... You got Pentacles coming in. Which sometimes when I feel Gemini energy, matching them with Pentacles... No, it's good. It's definitely good. It's because it's a slow build. You can do a lot with that, though. This is when Earth or Pentacles works good for Gemini, because how do I put this? It's not about the patience. It's about what you do with the time in between. And Gemini you got a lot of brain power going on. So where I feel like this is going to go into is not the fact that you have to wait or things are going slowly. It's like taking that time, that extra time, and using that to your advantage and not letting it feel like you're just sitting there going blah, 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 blah. Although, doesn't your brain usually go pretty quick? Like, you could be bored, but I don't think you're going to be bored. Something about seeing the situation in the right light, I think this is going to be really great. Because you want to move forward, you can't move forward. Not that fast, but it's like using that energy. There's something about the need to move forward and want to move forward and just redirecting that energy, and you're going to really flourish with this. All right, so when we're starting off, something is moving on. Something is definitely moving on. There's a change. And, you got the Seven of Cups coming in with this situation. When I'm feeling Gemini energy, snap into this, it's kind of like, it's foggy out there. It's foggy what you're going towards. You can see certain figures. You can kind of make out a tree. You can kind of see that there's a house over there. You think there's a few people over here and over there. So you kind of have like an outline, but you couldn't tell who these people were, what type of house that really is. That tree, I can only see pieces of it. I'm not even sure I don't know how tall it is, how big it really is. I can just see a few branches here and there. Like, you can see enough to know something's there, but you don't know what exactly it is and what to do with it. So you're coming towards that. The thing is, it's foggy. It looks very foggy, but at the same time, something is happening. You hear a lot of energy going on around you. There's a lot of people moving. There's a lot of sounds happening here. Maybe you hear birds, whatever. I don't know why we're going into this very detailed version of this, but the hostility with the Chariot is telling me people are moving, people are getting things done, other people are getting into position. And you're kind of like, I'm not even sure what's happening here. I have an idea, but I'm not really sure what's going on here. Like, there seems to be contradictive energy, and there's a lot of different pieces here and there going off at the same time, and it's kind of like, are these interconnected? Are these separate? Do they work together? There's so many things going on at once that you can't be sure what's going on, but you're trying to get a hold of the whole situation. What's going to happen next? Where am I going to go next? What am I going to do next? It's kind of like, I need more information. I feel like I'm in that phase. I need more information. I need to know what's actually happening here. I need some more input. Things are too foggy. I know there's a lot happening. I know I want to be a part of this. Like, there's a question mark there. Like, I want to be a part of this. Like, I think I do. I'm not really sure. And things, like, there's a lot of movement around you. I think this is the most interesting part of this whole situation. Around you, a lot is happening. A lot's going forward. There's a lot of people in motion. A lot of things going on. You seem to not be able to add in right away. You're kind of off to the side at the moment. But the thing is, again, this is another strength of Gemini. If you're not in the action, you usually observe it. You usually observe very well. It's kind of like not just watching the car drive down the street. If you're watching a car drive down the street, you're like, wait, what type of car? Who's in the car? How many people are in the car? Where do I think they're going? Why are they going down the street this time of day? You'll ask all these questions. Other people might be like, it's just a car going down the street. Who the hell cares? You're like, but no. But no, there's more questions to be asked. There's more information to be found. You know, are they going somewhere? Are they going somewhere I want to go? Are they coming back? Are they coming back with something I'd like to be a part of? You would go through all these questions. So as you're observing, you're like this. This is how you get into the position of success. I feel like that's something you already know, but because you're ready to move forward. Now the thing is, you're asking these questions. The car's coming down the road. You have 5,000 questions about it. But as you're doing that, you're like, I want to go forward and find these answers. But at the same time, you got the King of Wands with patience. That's not really a matching energy. The King of Wands is a doer. Get things done. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Patience is like, well, let's wait a minute. Let's take a time. Let's just think about it. Let's sort it out. You're ready to move forward, yet you can't. Patience is there with you. This is something where I'm feeling like if I was in this position, I think this reminds me of like a high school moment for me where I couldn't go forward. I couldn't do what I wanted to do. But I wanted to be connected with this subject. I can't remember what the subject was. And this may sound really dorky, and if it does, it does. I remember like charting out the information I had, making decisions, planning what I was going to do. I would, since I couldn't get involved in that situation right away, I forget what it was, but I remember making charts about it, gathering my information, researching even deeper where I could. Even though I couldn't go forward when I wanted to, I was getting things together. I seem to think I was practicing something too. It was some type of game. I don't remember what it was. But I remember like trying to get as much information together as possible, even creating a strategy for when I did, understanding more about the game, practicing. Like, I was excited about this, but I remember just like, I even made charts, which I remember at the time seemed a little excessive, but it kept me going and it kept me really engaged. I just feel like you might take the information and just categorize it. Like you literally might make like an online thing just for yourself, or just like put it in a chart or write things down. Some people like me like to write things down with actual pencil. I don't know about the computer stuff for some reason. I like to write it actually down with my hand, even though my handwriting isn't the greatest, but it just seems to connect with me. I'm feeling you take this information, categorizing it, putting it together, and then shocker of shockers, when you do that, you start going into a deeper level. It's like you're almost going into a deeper meditation with it, and you're feeling out more things, and you're seeing like, wait a minute, now that I wrote this down and I'm looking at these things together, that actually gives me even more ideas. That even gives me more possibilities. Like you're really getting this going. I'm also noticing something at this point to like really let you know, like the Temperance card, the Patience card, the Pentacles also are really making me feel this way. And you also got the Two of Swords. Like there's going to be a wait. Like there's going to be a long wait. If you can entertain yourself by doing these type of things, I'm even one of those type of people personally that I use colored pens and colored pencils, and just because it helps me organize things and helps my eye catch certain pieces a lot quicker. Reminds me like I'm using this color because that's about when this person is connected, and I'm using that color when I'm over in that area, or I'm like using this font when this is happening. Like I'm one of those people, I don't know why. But I'm just saying you can really start putting things together a certain way, and you might be able to almost like talk to yourself, like your deeper conscious might bring some more information forward that you kind of know is there, but your deeper conscious might bring it forward saying this is more important than you're really giving to it. I'm just telling you. Because it's going to take some time for this to really work out. And I'm getting like if you're putting something together like that, if you want to do that, you could do it online, you could do it written down. Something that makes you happy. Like I know a lot of Geminis for some reason. I know a lot of Geminis that are good with online stuff, which I'm assuming because it's communication. And they can whip up a chart or whatever really quick without a problem. And they can just, abbreviate things so they know what they're talking about without going into a 5-day dissertation about what it is. You might be able to set up something that's very convenient, very comfortable for you, and I'm just getting it will open up deeper levels for you, and especially when you're able to go back and look at it again. It's not so much about the deeper level. Well, it is. It's about the deeper level, but it's not only about that, but it's about looking back and creating a plan for yourself and like, oh yeah, I almost forgot about that. Let me put that back in here. Oh wait, let me put this here. It's almost like you create this chart with all these things, you get deeper into it, then you start creating like this plan, and then you get to go back and be like, well, now that I know this information, let me move that around. By the time it's ready for you to move forward, by the time it's your turn to move forward, like, you're going to have this thing on lock. Like, you really are. It's all about, though, if you can entertain yourself while doing it. If it becomes like a drudging, like, oh, Lord, I'm just so sick of doing this, it's not going to work. But if you're entertaining yourself with it, yes, you'll have very, very high level of success from this. Because no matter where I'm going, 10 minutes later, it's going slow. There's a lot of slow things coming forward. But the thing is, what they're also saying is, see, this is, again, contradictive energy. Two of Wands with the action. You want to move forward. You want to move forward. But you can't. You can't. If you have all this together, when it finally does come forward, you got the Death card with the King of Pentacles for one, but then you also have the Blossoming Abundance. When you finally are ready to move forward, you're going to have that so solid, so ready, so put together, that you're going to have such a level of success. And it's almost like, oh, but then when I finally move forward, if I have it all solved, is that going to be boring for me in a different type of way? I'm getting, as it unfolds, you're still going to be excited because it's kind of like, I thought this was going to work this way, it's working that way, but it's still on plan, and you're ready for it, though. The Ace of Pentacles is also coming in. All of this at once, saying that what you're going into next is going to last a long time. And as you might as well plan it for the best. What exactly you want. It also seems like for a lot of you there's a money connection, because we do have Pentacles coming in here at the end with Blossoming Abundance. I'm feeling like there might be a very high, and there's the Ten of Pentacles too is popping in here. Like, you might not realize that this next situation is a lot more beneficial to you than you might expect. There's more coming to you than you expect. It's kind of like hidden. I'm getting you might have a lot of financial unexpected upswing. Like, money is good in this. Like, it doesn't have to be literal money. Like, you're provided for. What you need is here. There's a lot of abundance here. Like, it does seem like it's somewhat financial, the more I'm connecting, because the Pentacles are really strong here. So if it's a business thing, I feel like money is really good in this spot. And it may be unexpected, because I feel like at first it's being hidden and it's being unearthed when it actually happens. The actual benefit of money does not really show itself till actually you're in it, just to be fair, because you might not see how much money is coming to you until you're actually in it and you're like, oh wow, I didn't realize that was here. That information was being hidden from you. Just so you know. So in Gemini, that's another reason for success with Gemini. New opportunities actually show themselves when the situation starts happening. You're going to know what to do with it, especially with all this research you did. You're going to know exactly how to weave and bob in there and just get what you need to get out of it. You'll be fine. Whew. The energy is strong. It's all about getting through this waiting period and getting excited about it. And then when you get into it, realizing this is going to last for a long time, it looks like it's going to be very lucrative for you. It really does. But it's like using this information to its fullest. And I'm feeling like when I'm connecting to the Gemini energy, if you don't do that, this isn't going to go that well. It's going to be good, but not as well as it could. And I feel like that's what this reading is about. Like, hopefully, so you see, like, don't just be like waiting and being bored. Research this. Get deeper into it. Whatever you're thinking, and this is the best part about Gemini, you might be like, well, it's a simple situation. It's just a job I'm going to start in 2 months. What could be exciting about that? And then you're like, well, let me just write down what I know about it. And that's the interesting thing about Gemini. You write down, then all of a sudden you have like 5 things written down. You're like, oh yeah. Well, and I also know this about that. Well, and I also know that about that. And if I look online, I wonder if this, and you find, okay, now I know that too. But what if this other thing? Let me look at that. Yep, now I know that too. It could seem the simplest thing to start off with, but Gemini can be like, well, yeah, that's nothing. It's just this. Well, I know this and this too. Well, I know that too about this. Well, if I look on here, I wonder. Let me check. Like, it just goes. Like, you will find what you need. And I feel like, just to be fair, I am connecting with. There's a few of you who it's like a job thing, and you're like, well, it's just a simple job. It might to you seem like a simple job. At this point, it's like, yeah, it's just a simple job, but I need to do it. But then, if you just kind of like literally start writing down things or just typing things out, what you know, Well, I'm going to be at that job, and it's just entry level, but they do have this possibility. Well, to get there, and I would like that, I would have to do this. Well, if I was going to do this, I would want to do that first. Well, if I do this, like, I feel like it will just start happening. Even if it seems simple to start, you will find the best part of this, and you will find a way to make it the best for you. So I'm thinking, whatever this is, if something is clicking in your brain, and you're like, well, yeah, it's probably about that, but that's real simple. Just start writing things down and let your mind do what it does. Let your Gemini energy flow and just make the best of it. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.